Yeah, that looks a little better. Better, right? Okay. No, they're still finding me again. But I feel like it looks better. It looks normal on my screen at least. Fitting time for this leftover. Man, I have taken my licks. You know I done stirred the pot. I dug myself into a deep dark hole. I stirred that muddy water. I guess you could say that I hit rock bottom. Shattered dreams, yes sir, I got 'em. You're looking at a shell of a man who played the fool on a foolproof plan. And I'm as ragged as a guy can be. At least the boat ain't paddling me. It's a real tearjerker, but you heard it before. A typical brush with disaster, I was cut to the core. A no-win situation, an act of desperation. And I felt like a trying in the pan where I was frying. Yeah, the razor, it was edgy, added fuel to the fire. Lost an arm and a leg, didn't even kick the tires. On a river of lies, hanging me out to dry. By the skin of my teeth, by the mud of my eye. Now I may be too blind to see. At least the boat ain't paddling me. And now I'm reaping what I sowed in a bed that I made. Taking all my loans from the hand that I played. They caught me red-handed by the scruff of the neck. They spun me like a broken record when I tried to stack the deck. And now I'm knocked down, dragged out, thrown up against the wall. Flung ass over ticket. They got me by the balls. Stabbed in the back, knocked down, bloodied and beaten. Chewed up, spit out, you know my words, they all got eaten. Man, they played me like a symphony. At least the boat ain't paddling me. It was a game set match, man, a 7-10 split, a tangled web of dirty laundry. Should've known just when to quit. Was a bustle beating crow, eating photo finish, split the finish. Left out in the cold with just my shit eating Greenwich. Down and out for the count, man, to say I had it coming. I was burning both the ends, yeah, the engine was a humming. The tailor got the tattle, tossed directly from the saddle. Past the red line and the herring up the creek without a paddle. Now I might be adrift at sea. At least the boat ain't paddling me. Caught the paper tiger by the tail. I let the sleeping doggies lie. Led the lamb up to the slaughter. Pulled the wool over my eyes. Put my eggs up in the basket. Counted them all before they hatched. Kick off my tongue out of the bag and up and off the camel's back. Now my bonnet is a buzzing cause the bees are still inside. Feel the sting, nowhere to run to. Better believe nowhere to hide. I tried to lead the horse to water. Taught the old song something new. The fucking chicken wait to take God off. And then came home the rooster. Man, I'm barking up the wrong damn tree. At least the boat ain't paddling me. It was a rotten tomato, a brain freeze, an acid, a damn hot potato. The lettuce was flaccid. I chewed humble pie, I got put in my place. I got served just dessert with the egg on my face. Like the salt in the wound and the beer that was spilled was a tough one to swallow, the bitterest pill. But I took all my medicine wiser and older. Revenge was the dish and the dishes were colder. I was stabbed in the back, knocked bloody, beaten, chewed up and numbed up. I was beat to a pulp, cut to shreds and left twisting like runaway trains or a broad double fist. And I left before looking, the ship was a sinking, the rats were all fleeing, the flea bag was stinking, the paths less traveled, I stupidly coast. Still cut in my face when I spotted my nose. I spotted my face when I cut off my nose. Cut all the corners, got kicked at the curb. I've told them the pieces disturbing. Thank God this is out of sync. Woo! Insult to injury. At least the boat ain't paddling me. Talk about your flight or flee. At least the boat ain't paddling me. I do not possess a remedy. At least the boat ain't paddling me. Oh. Man, I don't know what to do about this out of sync thing. I can see how far it's out of sync. It's like the further I go into the recording, the more out of sync it's going to get. For some reason, there is a disconnect between... Oh, okay, here's what I'm going to do. It's gonna be a bad situation, but it's gonna help our cause in the long run. All right, you ready? Yep. I'm in sync again, aren't I? Yep. It was my camera. It was my camera that was doing it. So now I'm on a crappy camera, but we're gonna get it through. We're gonna get through. Because that's how we do it. Gatherers, we fight the good fight and we get through. All right. I don't think, you know what? I don't know. Heather, I am not convinced that this is a main problem. I think that this is, you know what I did? My software before I started tonight. My software needed an update. The software that I live stream from. So you know what? We're just gonna go nasty, bad, horrible quality picture. We were gathering like this way back when we started gathering. I don't know why it wouldn't work with our camera, but I'm gonna just unplug it. I'm gonna make everything. And I apologize. All right. Well, you know. Bert, let's be clear. This is my camera. But I have software on the phone. I mean, really, iPhones are pretty incredible. The camera quality is like as good as, you know, you can buy $1,000 camera, but it's going to be the same quality as the camera lens in the iPhone. It's pretty amazing. But anyways. Okay. Figuring it out. Maybe I can at least make the picture a little nicer. How about we at least do that? People? Oh, that's a little nicer, isn't it? Uh-huh. Yes. How about we at least do that? I feel like that's a little better, right? I mean, it ain't great. And I think that light behind me is confusing my computer camera. So let me turn that off. Uh-huh. Okay, state of the art, but I need more light because the camera doesn't have Okay. It's a little bit better, right? It's a little bit better. A little grainy. Who ain't a little grainy these days? It's my question. Okay. So this was one of the songs that we released during the pandemic, and this was, I don't know how many hundreds of days into the Gathering series this was, but I was visiting my friend Todd Myhand's Facebook page. Todd is a great guitarist, and he does these jams. He will come up with a really cool guitar theme. He'll produce it and he will share it on his Facebook page. And I was listening to this one that he did, and I just thought it was so beautiful. And I wrote him, and he encouraged me to put some lyrics to it. And so there was something really haunting about his melody, his guitar melody, and somehow it encompassed the things that I was feeling in the midst of COVID, the despair, as well as the hope at the same time, right? I mean, that's something I don't think I've ever felt before. Despair mixed with hope at the same time, right? And that's a feeling there ain't words for yet, right? I'm gonna play it because it's on my it's on my leftovers list here. And for those of you in Beacon, it's gonna be a pretty awesome night because Todd and I are gonna play this song together for the first time ever. I mean, we recorded it via cloud, right? So we've never played it before together, and so it's gonna be special. Spoiler: we're working on the song "It Don't Land" right now in the studio, and we asked Todd if he would come in and play electric guitar on it, and he is crushing it right now. Also, one of our leftovers, so maybe we'll do both of them. It's been a year now since I've seen the sun. The walls have long since closed on in. Write the words down on a page, tear it up and start again. The clock is tear it up and start again. Though the sink is full, coffee. The coffee's cold, the sink is full. I don't know why I had the clock in my head, but I really screwed up that first verse. Can I do it again? It's been a year now since I've seen the sun. The walls have long since closed on me. Write the words down on a page, tear it up, start again. The coffee's cold, the sink is full. Listening to the birds and the passing cars outside. Maybe if I write today, it will remind me that I'm still alive. And the days unwind like a broken clock. The screen keeps calling mine, it never stops. And I'm reaching out, 'cause 'cause I know you're there, out in this darkness, alone somewhere. Give me the worn out corner stool, drinking cheap beer down at Sully's bar. Give me the seat with the obstructive view down first baseline of Fenway Park. The air that dances round our breath, late night when we're talking close. Hug my mom again, shake my neighbor's hand. It's the simplest things I miss the most, but I still have sun in the open sky. I still have that winding, endless road to ride. Still have this place inside my heart. I could find you there when we're apart. I'm the scar that don't look pretty, even though it's long since mended. I'm the concert in the pouring rain. You stayed at tea, the whole thing ended. I'm the gambler who's been down and out, letting it all ride on one last bet. I'm the boxer who's lost the last 9 rounds. But you know I'm not done fighting yet, and my voice calls out, hard like gravel, but it's alright. Still have these 2 strong arms to hold on tight. I could find my way, like I could find each note, put them down on a page, the song I wrote. I love that song, and I love playing that song, but man, I love it. That song was inspired by Todd's guitar playing, and so I can't wait to play it again with him. Now, this next song is called It Don't Land. It is another one of our leftovers. Thank you for the claps and the love. This next song is called It Don't Land, and it is another song that we started playing during the COVID era. I can't remember if it was written. I think it was written before COVID began, but I'd never played it for anyone. But when I wrote it, I was inspired by 2 things. I was on a cruise. By the way, have I talked about this? I think I have, but we got invited to be on the Sail Across the Sun cruise that is taking place in the middle of February down in the Caribbean. It is hosted by the band Train. And man, the fans that are going on that cruise entered us in as a finalist to be submitted for a late addition to this floating festival, and man, we won, and we're going, It's called the Sail Across the Sun Cruise. You can look it up, and it's probably on our schedule. It has been sold out since last summer, but I have heard rumors that there are at least 10 to 15 gatherers that have figured out how to get tickets for this cruise. Unbelievable. It's going to be so cool to have some people in our corner at these places. It's going to be amazing handful of days, and I cannot wait. There's going to be music all day and all night. During the course of the cruise, I just found out we will have 3 showcases, each an hour long, which I find kind of funny because I think it's a 4 or 5 day cruise, and so right, like that's like about as much music as we usually play during one concert, right? So I know that as far as a guy that likes to share my songwriting, it ain't gonna satisfy. I mean, it'll be amazing, and but I think that me and the bandies, and sometimes just me, we're gonna find some secret times, not so secret, but just some underground, grassrooty kind of times on the boat to gather and play some music. I don't know if we're gonna get Wi-Fi. It might be our first time missing a gathering, but we'll see what happens. If we have to, we'll record it and share it with you after the fact. But I think that there are still ways to get on that cruise. So if y'all are interested, there are definitely, by the way, still opportunities to join our winter gathering, which honestly, between us, I'm more excited about than the cruise. Just because that winter gathering last spring, and for those of you that think that that's a confusing sentence, I completely understand. The last winter gathering last spring was such an amazing experience. It was such a deep dive into the music that we write and share. I mean, 3 days, an acoustic show every morning, a band show every night, but also just time in between for you all to connect with each other. It's in Fairleigh, Vermont. It's a beautiful spot. We've just been talking about it a lot and making plans. 'Tis the season right now. 'Tis the winter gathering season, and so I'm starting to get excited for that. So, for those of you that can't swing a Caribbean cruise that departs from Miami, we're going to be gathering for 3+ days right in Fairleigh, Vermont, and y'all are invited. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Staying in that resort, 3 days of music and food and all that stuff, it's expensive. And so if anybody wants to come and you need some help, you let us know, please. You just let us know. You can email me directly from the website if you want, and you can ask for help, or you can just email any one of our contacts from the website. And there might even be a special link to click from the winter gathering pages. But don't let money stop you from joining us. Okay. It don't land. Oh yeah. It's a rambling kind of night. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say goodnight to my daughter, who I'm not gonna get to see for 4 days. Will you hold on, please? Oh, hey little baby, are you going to sleep? Yeah. Oh, were you good for Mama in the bathtub? Yeah? Yeah. Daddy's playing some music right now. But you have a good night, okay? You sleep good and you be good for Mama while I'm gone. Okay? Say good night. Good night, baby. I'll miss you so much when I'm gone. was I? Oh yeah, the last time we were on a floating Caribbean festival cruise, it was with Max Creek and Donna the Buffalo. And there was one day when I was listening to Donna the Buffalo play a raging set. They were playing, and I just had this idea for this song, and I went to my little cabin on the boat, and I started writing, and this song came out. It was like kind of a combination between being inspired not only by Donna the Buffalo, but also just being inspired by that musical sharing that was going on that ship, and also being inspired by the Rolling Stones, who in the last I would say 5 years of my life have been more of an influence than they ever have, than I ever thought they would have been. So anyways, we were playing this song in the studio, and it needed something. It needed, I did my part on the acoustic guitar, and the band played their parts. And while that seems to do the thing when we are trying to communicate the song live, it wasn't working in the studio. And I think it's because it just needed the edge that an electric guitar brings. So I called up Todd Myhan. This is where we're going full circle. The guy that I wrote Alive with, the guy who will be in Beacon, New York, playing, and he laid down some killing guitar tracks on this song. And so he's gonna play live with the band in Beacon for the first time with an electric guitar. This song may sound the way it's supposed to sound for the very first time on Saturday night. I'm kind of excited about that. So anyways, here we go. 8 chips off the lefters every time he slams the door. She don't mind waiting much as who she's waiting for. One more on the hustle, another on the grind. They don't need to get ahead, just a little less behind. And she dreams to Colorado, and she's holding up her hand. Yeah, she's praying for an answer, but it don't land. It don't land. Ain't salvation a river flowing? It's a mountain road. It's a winding plan. 18-ton of gravel, 20-ton of clay. The pits ain't ever been a place for saving up your pay. A squirrel at 25 a shift, a couple more seed heavy ground. The plan always works perfect till that bottle's in his hand, and he dreams of Colorado, and he's holding up his hand. Yeah, he's praying rise and miss these moments on the ground. Let it shine, let him shine, let him shine. Seems to stand the reason. Sometimes we don't know when we found. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. Another night, another meal, nothing much to say. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. Been to see the doctor, there's a baby on the way. Let him shine, let him shine, let him shine. They somehow hold that house together, find a way to keep on turning. Bills, they keep on coming, and it keeps on turning. Sometimes they find happiness, others they are sad. But that fickle little girl's the dream they never thought they had. Yeah, we dream of Colorado, and we're holding up our hand. Yeah, we're praying for an answer, but it don't mind. It don't mind. Ain't salvation a river flowing? It's a mountain road. It's a winding blind. All right now. I'll tell you what, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do it. I mean, literally. I left on November 1st. We got back into this house together the night late, 2 a.m. the night before last. And I have to leave again. I can't believe it. Luckily, it's only for 4 nights this time around. I guess 5 nights, 4 shows. But whew. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to drive down to Boston tonight. And depending on how long it takes me to pack up, maybe I'll get in around midnight. That won't be too bad. Will has been a little bit sick from all her cousins at Thanksgiving, and so this is really our first time as a mama and daddy experiencing a child who is sick. I think Willa maybe had a couple nights where she had a temperature when she was an infant. She got a bad rash once, like all over her face, like a skin reaction to something. But this is her first time, like, where she's got enough of a personality that we can see her struggling with sickness, right? Struggling with not feeling right. And that's hard to watch when it's your kid, you know? It's not a big deal. It's just a cold. And she's doing great. But it's just, it's kind of funny, right? She's been very clingy. She's not usually a clingy baby. and there's something that's really nice about that. For me as a daddy, just her not feeling great, and her instinct is to just hold on. This isn't one of your leftovers, but I'm gonna sing it for my little baby. You know how to love, can you teach me? Open up my heart, can you reach me? And they tell me there will never be a ready time. All I know is you will always be my little shine. My little shine. Someday you will wonder why we all don't break. We're so small in a scary world, and we never know the ends to the paths we make. When the trouble's coming through, when there's nothing we can do, long as you got me and I got you, we got big love. Big love. You know how to laugh, can you free me? I love your little smile when you see me. And they tell me there will never be a right time. All I know is you will always be my little shine. My little shine. Someday you will wonder why we all so break. We're so tiny in a mean world, and we never know the ends to the paths we make. When the trouble's coming through, when there's nothing we can do, long as you got me and I got you, we got big love. Big love. You know how to trust, can you show me? I'm walking out with no net below me, and they tell me there will never be enough time. All I know is you will always be my little shine. My little shine. Someday you will wonder why we all don't break. We're so fragile in this huge world, we never know the ends to the paths we make. When the trouble's coming through, when there's nothing we can do, long as you got me and I got you, we got big love. Big love. Big love, yeah. Big love, big love. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our backs. May it always blow steady Wherever you roam, may you turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses, let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the signs of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us all we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Hey, raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we have. These moments pass lightly, won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly, right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Come on, raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us and all that we see. Here's to our hearts and the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one as if this night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Thanks for joining me, gatherers. I'm going to be seeing a bunch of you over the next 2 nights in Fairport, New York. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be seeing a bunch of you in Syracuse on Friday night. Sold out show. Woo! I'm going to be seeing a bunch of you in Beacon, New York on Saturday, where, I might add, we are going to attempt to gather from. Yes, that's right. So even if you can't be at Beacon in person, we are going to try to live stream that show, and so you may still get to see us play with our friend Todd Myhan up on stage. Anyways, there's a lot of good stuff coming up. You know, we're going to be in Jersey next week. For you Jersey people down there. We're going to be back in Poughkeepsie, Hudson Valley, raising money for families in need through an event called Food Stock. You all should know, by the way, Rally Sound announcement. Okay? Me and some of our friends at Rally Sound decided that, there should be a way for us during the holiday season. There should be lots of ways for us to be able to give back without having to reach into our pockets if times are tough for us. And so we came up with a list of a whole bunch of different ways that you and me and all of us can give back between now and New Year's Eve. That list has started to be shared. It's been shared. It's been shared through some of our volunteers, through some of our winter gatherers and autumn getaways. It's been shared, I think, on the fan page. Adam Ezra Group is going to be sharing it on our pages. There's a little PDF with a brainstorm of different ways that you can give back. Take a read. Join us. Record your giving in some way. Take a picture. Write something down. Make a video and share it with us. This community, whether or not you appreciate it, whether or not we realize it, it seems like a very underground grassroots community, but we impact so many people around New England, around this country, around the world. We can't even imagine the little ripples that go out and affect others. And it's our small acts of kindness and decency that start those ripples. So for the next month, us rally sounders, you rally sounders, yeah, that means you too, right? Let's see if we can do a little good for those around us. Let's see what we can do. Let's share what we can do. Let's inspire others to do the same. Okay. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another. And I will see you soon.